Hi, everyone. This is Steve with Mind Property Management, and I'm here with Rosie Martinez, who is the portfolio manager for Mind for San Antonio, New Braunfels, Converse, and other areas for the San Antonio market. Rosie, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
So, Rosie, let me ask you, what are the top reasons that you find investors are successful in the San Antonio market?
Okay, so a lot of investors are successful because they do know their numbers, they know what they're doing. They treat their investment properties like a business, so that alone gives them a lot of success. And then also they let us professionals do our job, so they can do on their own thing.
Yeah, those are good points. I think one of the things I've learned when working with investors is that, there's a difference between a landlord and an investor. And I don't think there's anything wrong with either, but I think the challenge with being a landlord is you want to be doing everything yourself. And as a landlord, you will come up against two factors, which is time and your own knowledge. And so, for example, if you don't realize that maybe the laws are different in San Antonio as opposed to New Braunfels, as opposed to different markets of San Antonio, maybe the laws are a little bit different, that could all of a sudden hurt you. And also you'd mentioned, team. I think that you run out of time in the day. So if you have two properties, it's not maybe that bad. If you have 10 or 15 properties, all of a sudden you start not having enough hours in the day because now you're going here, you're going there, you've got a vacancy, you've got to make ready, you've got an issue with the tenant, maintenance. Now all of a sudden your free time and the passive income is no longer passive. Do you get investors that start that way, that you end up changing into more successful investors?
Yeah, absolutely. They start up with one property and, then they start, okay, I'll buy more and I want to buy more. And then by the end of the day, they're pretty much set, and they trust us completely to do, what we need to do. And they just learn along the way.
That's great. That's great. Now, what do you think as far as that? You mentioned something about the numbers. I know that, a lot of times newer investors don't really understand that the numbers are what dictate a deal, and the numbers as far as the rents, maybe they want a higher rent. And if they want a higher rent than what the market allows, the property sits vacant longer. So they realize maybe the rent is what it is. It's not what they want it to be. So how do you explain that to an investor to ensure their success?
Sure. So we always perform rental market analysis for them, and we let them know, okay, this is what's going on currently in the market, and it changes every month. So and we do guide them, say, I know you want, this price, but at the end of the day, your property's going to sit there longer. You're not going to receive any rent, and it's just your numbers are not going to be looking good. So we always guide them, so make sure that, we are the professionals. We know what we're doing. We want to get you a good tenant in place and at a good price as well.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And one thing I always explain to investors is that when you win, we win and everyone wins. So if the property is vacant, you're not happy, we're not happy, no one is happy, and it's a very stressful situation. So putting the wrong tenant in can be just as bad. So just because you rented it and got someone in the property does not ensure success. And that could actually lead to a bigger situation by now having to evict that resident, damage to the property, all those things, because you sped up. So I think that one of the things people need to realize when they are doing investing and they are looking into that, to be successful, the numbers do dictate the deal. And more importantly, you've got to make sure that when you are looking at that deal, you use the team to give you advice. And that's why, like you had said, Rosie, the professionals help you because they are giving you sound advice on what to do and what not to do based on the success of the investor, not the success of the management company, because it's got to be win-win. So Rosie, if somebody wants to get a hold of you and learn more about being successful in San Antonio, New Braunfels, Converse, other areas of San Antonio, how would they find you?
Sure, they can go to our website at mind.co, and they can look up in their locations under San Antonio, and my contact information is there. They can email, they can phone call, and I'll be available to them at any time.
That's great. And for those of you that would like to join our Facebook group, go to Mastermind, Mastermind Real Estate Investment Club. There you'll be able to engage with people like myself, Rosie, other people, to have like-minded conversations, find out what markets are good, what markets to stay away from, and more importantly, what fits you in news and real life information. So make sure you join the Facebook group. And also we do have a podcast show, The Mindful Investor. It is comes out every week on iTunes, Spotify, where we have brand new investors all the way up to very, very experienced level. And we talk about not only their wins, but also their challenges and their losses and how they've overcome them. So on behalf of Rosie, myself, and Mind Property Management, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to keep the conversation going, join our Facebook group.